here with a friend.
Actually a cousin. I'm technically part of his family.
Yeah. But still, cousin and friend mean the same thing.
Yeah.
To me, of course. So we're gonna start a CSS tutorial, and honestly, I'm pretty excited.
Me too.
So, do you remember, from the last episode of the HTML, that I said that IDs and classes were gonna be important?
Yeah. Well, I didn't watch that, but yeah.
Yeah. I taught him myself without the videos like a pretty long time ago. So we're gonna go ahead and make an ID. And this ID could be whatever you want. This can change, this can change. So this is a paragraph. Of course, if we run it, it's just gonna say this is a paragraph. Now, how are we gonna access CSS? Well, we use the style tag. But there are other ways to do it too, such as an embedded tag. Well, the style attribute, which I haven't covered in the last video intentionally. We'll make the color red. Maybe white, actually, because the last time I tested it hurt my eyes. And we'll make the background blue. Blue is a nice color. Okay. Right. So, do you have any questions?
How do you access ideas in CSS?
How do you access IDs? Great question. Well, you do it with the hashtag. Then, you type in the ID name. You type in the name of a certain ID. And this is, or name or value of the ID. And this value is going to be text. Then, depending on which editor you're using, use brackets. Because that represents, start changing, how this paragraph shows. And this means stop showing how this paragraph shows. Now, we can actually talk about some CSS rules. Do you have a question for us?
What the heck are CSS rules? My brain cannot process a word you say.
We can always watch over the videos, so that's something. A CSS rule is like attributes, except it isn't name is equal to value. Instead, it's name with, and there cannot be any special symbols or spaces. Underscores are the only okay, oh, nice throw. Anyways, CSS rules are like attributes, except instead of this, it's name, colon, and there cannot be any spaces or special symbols. Underscore and dashes are the only symbols accepted. Then, value. So, I'll introduce you to one name, which is background. Or maybe color would be better. Background and color. We'll do color first. A color value can be the name of a certain color, and there are a ton. Or it could be RGB and hex. If you don't know what hex is, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, in a later episode, of course.
Oh, we're talking about it right now.
Oh.
So hex code is basically numbers in programming. Well, not really. I don't use it that often. But it looks pretty fancy. Yes?
I have a question about the series as a whole. Are we just gonna work on this one page? Because I would actually prefer to just work on this one page, and then eventually we'll turn it into a multi-page website.
Yes, maybe. That's
Okay.
maybe. Basically, if I'm gonna explain myself, for each, each time we go more advanced, so intermediate, we'll switch to a different page, and it looks different. Yes?
So right now we're working on the main page, the home page basically,
I guess you can say that.
because that looks like a button.
Well, it isn't a button. We covered buttons in the last episode of HTML.
Yeah, but you could probably make that a button later.
Yeah, and then, it's basically numbers, but it's kind of different. If, let me finish this. Alright, done. Oh, whoops, typo. So, this is basically hex code. It goes from 0 to 9 to A to F. And it can go all the way up to 15 with just one digit. So, it goes like RR, GGBB. So, for red, let's say we want a really bright red. We do FF. You may be thinking that's just 1515. Well, it's actually like this. So, close to 256.
Yep.
00. So, and you can see it's red because it's actually 16. So 16 times 16 is 256, and that's the max, and that is the max amount of color that a subpixel can handle. Now let's say we want green. Well, all we have to do is 00FF00. And then, just for the sake of completeness, I will go ahead and do blue too. Yes?
So, it seems like the RGB, the red, blue, green is separated into
red, green, blue.
Well, red, green, blue is separated into things separated by zeros and Fs. It's actually kind of interesting how hex codes work.
Yeah, maybe I'll do a random one. C3, B7, why not? 19. That's valid color because it puts in its color range, and there's 3 numbers. I have 0 idea how this is going to turn out. Yellow.
Huh. Looks kind of mustardy. It looks like palm tree yellow.
Indeed.
If that's even a color. We should probably copy that onto hex codes. We should make a page for hex codes we should remember.
Anyways, back to coding. Now, what about, I don't want to use this hex code. Well, we have an option for you. Just do plain numbers. You can't use hex code. My cousin is he has a short attention span, but that's okay. This is 4950. It's kind of dark, but if we do 255, a strong green, you can see it's kind of green, and that kind of hurts my eyes.
Same.
We'll make it 167. That's better.
Oh, I understand how this works. RGB.
Yep.
Oh, now I understand how that unit that I'd probably never use unless for coding works.
Something just clicked for him. Good for him. Now back to the holy color. And ironically enough, This isn't that hex color. Now it is. So, backgrounds. Backgrounds are the same thing. Are the exact same thing as color, except there's one catch. It's just named differently. That's it. So I'll go ahead and have an RGB. I'll make this like 25, 185. And it's kind of okay. I like it. That's the color I was picturing. I like it. So, hopefully you learned something at CSS.
I know I did.
You definitely did. And remember to, remember to click the like button, I guess.
If you want to see us do a gaming video.
Yeah. It's only if you want to. If you don't want to, just don't like.
Okay.
And maybe you didn't want to like in the first place, you can always unlike it. Same thing goes with subscribing.
Yeah, and you can also dislike us, but we don't want. We don't want.
Yeah. If you don't like it, go ahead and hit the dislike button. And, most importantly, tell us why.
Yep. You can say in the comment section, even if you say, oh my gosh, you stink, this is so nerdy, we promise not to cry ourselves to sleep.
Well, only constructive criticism only. Like, instead of, this sucks, you're all trash, it'd be like, there is this little thing that's bugging me off. Here's how to fix it. And then you tell us how to fix it. That would be very helpful.
Yes.
And our channel would grow because of you.
Yep.
If you commented constructive criticism. But if you did, thank you. We appreciate it.
Yep.
So, I think we should wrap off our video.
And we're gonna upload it to YouTube.
Bye-bye.